Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Your life is exactly what you've allowed it to become. I know that hits hard, but it's the truth. People wake up every morning blaming circumstances, blaming their past, blaming others. But deep down, they know this. Their choices shape their days, and their days shape their years. Think about it. If you keep letting fear run your decisions, you'll keep living a life ruled by fear. If you keep letting doubt hold you back, you'll keep living small. Here's the truth. Your life is not going to change until you realize you are the one holding the pen. You are writing your story every single day with what you do and what you refuse to do. Most people never want to face this. They want an easier answer, but there isn't one. You are the answer. Most people just keep wishing. They wish for a better job. They wish for stronger health. They wish for more money. They wish for freedom. They wish when they're tired. They wish when they're stuck. But let me tell you something. Wishing never built anything. The few who win do something entirely different. They replace wishing with doing. While others are lying in bed dreaming about change, the doers are up at dawn building it. While others say, I hope things get better, the doers say, what can I do right now to make it better? Imagine two farmers in a drought. One sits on his porch wishing for rain. The other walks out to dig a well. Which one survives? Life isn't about what you hope will happen. It's about what you make happen. Winners build habits that push them forward, even when they're tired, even when they're doubted, even when no one is watching. That's what separates them. While most people wait, they work. While most people wish, what separates the winners from the rest? It isn't magic. It isn't that they were born with some special spark that you don't have. It's simple. Winners decide that quitting isn't an option. They decide that every failure is just another lesson. They decide that comfort is a trap. Look at anyone you admire. You'll see this truth. They didn't just try once and succeed. They tried, they failed, they learned, and they tried again, over and over. Winners don't stop because something feels hard. They don't stop because people laugh at their dreams. They keep showing up, day after day, because they know that repetition creates mastery. Repetition builds confidence. Repetition makes them unbreakable. If you want to stand where winners stand, build the habits they build, take the actions they take, and remember, it's not one big moment that changes everything. It's what you do over and over again that makes you who you become. Have you ever wondered why hard work isn't enough? You see people grinding every day, long hours, sleepless nights, but they're still stuck. Why is that? Here's the reason. Hard work without direction is like running fast on a treadmill. You sweat, you push, but you stay in the same place. If you're working hard on the wrong things, you're just getting tired, not better. Think about a lumberjack hacking at a tree with a blunt axe. He can swing all day. He can sweat and strain. But if he took 10 minutes to sharpen that axe, he'd cut it down in half the time. Winners know this. They don't just work hard, they work smart. They focus their effort where it matters most. They think before they act. They plan before they grind. So yes, keep working hard, but make sure your hard work is building your dreams, not just draining your energy. Combine hard work with smart focus, and you'll go further than you ever imagined. This isn't about luck. It's not about talent. It's about habits wired deep into your bones. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't build habits that sharpen it, that talent will fade. Look at people who always seem lucky. If you study them closely, you'll see their daily habits set them apart. They wake up with a plan. They train their mind to stay focused when distractions come. They don't leave their goals to chance. They build habits that create results. Success isn't some lightning bolt from the sky. It's what you do every morning, every afternoon, every night. It's the discipline to keep promises to yourself. It's the choice to keep pushing when you want to quit. Over time, these habits become who you are. They're not forced anymore. They're in your bones. That's why winners rise, even when life hits them hard. Their habits keep them standing. Are you ready to break free from average? Because average is safe. Average is easy. But you weren't born to be like everyone else. There comes a day when you have to choose. Stay where it's comfortable, or step into what's possible. Staying average cost you your dreams. It cost you your peace. It cost you the life you know deep down you want to live. So ask yourself, are you ready to leave behind the excuses and stand up for the future you want? Because once you do, there's no going back. You'll never see life the same way again. Now listen carefully, because I'm about to share the 7 habits that will redefine your results forever. These are not theories. These are battle-tested truths. Wake up early before the world demands your time. Move your body to build energy and strength. Feed your mind with words that build focus and power. Write down your goals every single day. Take action on the hardest task first. Stay away from negative people who drain your spirit. End each day by planning tomorrow with clarity. These habits are simple, but they're not easy. Most people won't do them. But if you do, your results will never be the same again. This is how winners live. This is how they build lives worth remembering. Do you even know what you're really working for? Most people wake up every day and jump straight into tasks. Emails, meetings, phone calls, endless messages. They feel busy. They feel like they're moving. But here's the truth. Movement doesn't always mean progress. Ask yourself this. When you're grinding every day, what exactly are you building? What's the end game? Because if you don't know, you're just spinning in circles. People spend years working for things they never truly wanted in the first place. They follow the crowd. They chase what looks good on paper. But at the end of the day, when they're alone with their thoughts, they feel empty. Why? Because they never stop to ask, what am I really working for? Clarity is rare, but without it, your work becomes a prison instead of a path. Don't live blind to your own purpose. Successful people have ruthless clarity about their goals. They don't just say, I want to be successful. That's vague. That's empty. Winners define exactly what they want. They say, I want to build this business to help these people. I want to earn this amount by this date so I can buy back my time and take care of my family. I want to build a strong, healthy body that gives me energy and confidence every day. They don't stop there. They're also clear about what they don't want. They know what drains them. They know what distracts them. They cut out the noise. They don't chase everything that shines. They chase what aligns with their deepest values. Imagine a river. When it's scattered and wide, it flows slow. But when you build strong banks and narrow its path, it becomes powerful enough to cut through rock. That's how clarity works. It focuses your life force into unstoppable strength. Winners know exactly where they're going, and that's why they get there. Without clarity, you're just busy being busy. You wake up, you rush through your morning, you check your phone, you respond to everyone's demands. You get through the day feeling like you've done so much. But by night, you realize nothing really moved forward. This is what keeps people trapped. They confuse activity with achievement. They spend hours on tasks that don't build their dreams. They live reacting to everything instead of creating what they want. And here's the tough love truth. Busyness is often just a disguise for lack of direction. If you keep living like this, years will pass and you'll wonder why nothing changed. Clarity is what separates wasted effort from meaningful progress. It's the difference between a life filled with tasks and a life built on purpose. Don't just stay busy. Get clear. It's like shooting arrows in the dark. Imagine standing in a field at midnight with a bow in your hand. You pull back, you aim, you fire, over and over. You hear the arrows fly, but you never hear them hit anything. Why? Because you can't see where you're aiming. That's how most people live. They wake up, they work hard, they try everything. But without a clear target, all their energy is wasted. They're left tired, frustrated, wondering why nothing is landing. Now imagine someone lights a torch. You see the target. You draw your bow. You aim with precision. You fire. And this time, you hit. That's what clarity does for your life. It shows you exactly where to aim so your energy counts. Don't spend your life shooting arrows in the dark. Light the torch. See the target. Hit it. Clarity creates focus. Focus creates power. Power creates results. Remember this. When you're clear about what you want, your focus sharpens like a blade. That focus gathers all your scattered thoughts, your scattered actions, and points them in one direction. And when you focus like that, it creates power. The kind of power that breaks through obstacles. The kind of power that keeps you moving when others quit. And that power, that relentless, targeted power, creates results. Real results. Results you can see. Results that change your life. Think of the sun. Its light warms you, but when you focus that light through a magnifying glass, it becomes strong enough to burn wood. That's what happens when you focus your clarity. Your life catches fire. Clarity creates focus. Focus creates power. Power creates results. Never forget this chain. Define your single powerful goal today. Stop trying to do everything at once. Stop scattering your energy. Ask yourself right now, what is the one goal that, if I achieved it, would create the biggest change in my life? Write it down. Make it clear. Make it specific. Make it something that lights a fire in your chest every time you think about it. And once you have it, build your days around it. Let it guide your decisions. Let it filter out the distractions. Let it give meaning to every hour you spend working. Life gets simple when you have one powerful goal, because everything else either supports it or it doesn't. Define it today. Aim at it every day, and refuse to settle for anything less. Are you willing to get ruthless about what you want? Because until you are, clarity will remain just an idea. Decide today. Draw your line in the sand. Choose what you want, and go after it with everything you've got. Stop blaming. Start claiming. Let me tell you something. Blame is easy. Anyone can point a finger. Anyone can say it's because of them, or it's because of that. But blaming keeps you stuck. It keeps you chained to your problems with no way out. If you want to change your life, you have to claim it. Claim every choice you've made. Claim every mistake you've allowed. Claim every habit you've built. Because only then can you begin to change them. As long as you keep blaming, you're saying I have no power here. And that's a lie. You do have power. You always have. But it starts when you stop giving your power away to blame. Today, stop blaming and start claiming. Your life is yours to fix, yours to shape, yours to build. It always has been. Successful people take full responsibility for everything in their life, even the things that weren't their fault, even the things that happened to them unexpectedly. Why? Because they know this. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It means owning your response to everything. If their business partner cheats them, they take responsibility for trusting the wrong person. If their health fails, they take responsibility for the habits that led them there. If they lose money, they take responsibility for not learning enough before risking it. It sounds harsh, but it's the truth that sets them free. Because when you take responsibility, you're not waiting for someone else to fix your life. You're not waiting for an apology, a rescue, or a miracle. You're saying, this is mine to handle. This is mine to fix. This is mine to grow from. That's what winners do.
They don't waste time pointing fingers. They keep their hands busy building solutions.
How can you ever change what you refuse to own? Think about it. If you keep saying your situation is someone else's fault, how will you ever have the power to change it? If you keep saying your failures are because of circumstances, how will you ever grow stronger? Life only changes when you take ownership. If you refuse to own your financial choices, your health choices, your daily habits, you will keep repeating them. Because here's the truth, you can't fix what you won't face. You can't improve what you refuse to admit. So ask yourself today, what am I refusing to own? Because that is exactly where your next level of power is hiding. Face it, own it, change it. Blame keeps you powerless. It locks you in a prison where you're always waiting for someone else to open the door. It makes you a victim of your own life, and victims stay stuck. But ownership sets you free. Because when you own your choices, your mistakes, your reality, you give yourself the power to fix it. You give yourself the power to shift your direction. You give yourself the power to rise from it stronger than before. Think about it. If you're driving a car and it crashes, blaming the rain won't fix the damage. Blaming the darkness won't teach you how to drive better. Only taking ownership of your part will. Blame is a cage. Ownership is freedom. Choose freedom. Life is like a car. Who's driving yours? Too many people are sitting in the back seat complaining about where they're going. They blame the traffic. They blame the turns. They blame the driver. But here's the truth. If you're not holding the wheel, you're not in control. Imagine sitting in a car being driven down a dark road, scared of every turn, every bump, every stop. That's what life feels like when you give your power away to blame. But when you slide into the driver's seat, when you grip that wheel and take control, everything changes. Sure, the road will still be rough sometimes. Sure, the weather won't always be clear. But you get to decide where you're going. You get to steer around obstacles. You get to press the brakes or hit the gas. Who's driving your life right now? It's time to take the wheel. Take ownership of one problem in your life today. Just one. Look at an area where you've been blaming someone else, or blaming life, or blaming your past, and decide right now, this is mine to fix. If it's your health, take ownership by moving your body today. If it's your finances, take ownership by learning one thing that can help you grow today. If it's your relationships, take ownership by changing how you show up today. Don't try to fix everything at once. Start with one. Because when you see how powerful it feels to own your problems, you'll start owning your solutions too. And when you do that, you become unstoppable. Are you ready to drive your own life forward? Because if you are, the journey begins today. Take the wheel and never let go. When was the last time you learned something that scared you? Not something easy, not something comfortable, but something that made your hands shake with uncertainty. Something that made your brain hurt because it stretched what you believed was possible. Most people stop learning after school. They think the diploma means the end of growth. But real learning, the learning that changes your life, happens when you choose to dive into things that scare you. Things that force you to admit, I don't know enough yet. Ask yourself right now, when was the last time you felt that? If you can't remember, that's your warning. Because comfort kills growth. And growth only happens when you challenge your mind beyond its limits. Learning something that scares you is the fastest way to rise above average. Highly successful people never stop learning. They don't think they've arrived. They don't believe they know enough. In fact, the more they learn, the more they realize how little they know. Look at the people who build powerful lives. They read when others sleep. They listen to ideas that challenge their thinking. They invest their time and money into learning skills that keep them ahead. They sit with people smarter than them and ask questions instead of trying to look impressive. They're not afraid to look foolish for a moment if it means becoming wiser for a lifetime. Because they know this truth, the world is changing every day. New tools, new markets, new ways to solve problems. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. Winners make learning part of who they are. It's not an option. It's their way of staying sharp, staying relevant, and staying ready to win. If you're not growing, you're rotting. Period. There is no such thing as standing still in life. You're either moving forward or you're sliding back. And if you're honest with yourself, you know it. Look at nature. A plant that stops growing starts dying. A body that stops moving starts weakening. A mind that stops learning starts fading. It's the same with your life. The moment you decide, I know enough, is the moment you start falling behind. This is why average feels so heavy. People think they're maintaining their position, but they're really sinking slowly. Growth is what keeps you alive inside. It keeps your dreams alive. It keeps your energy high. It keeps your life moving towards something better. So remember, you're either growing or you're rotting. Choose growth. Your mind is like a knife. Sharpen it, or it rusts. If you use a knife every day but never sharpen it, what happens? It goes blunt. It struggles to cut. Eventually it rusts away and becomes useless. That's exactly what happens to your mind when you stop learning. Every day you wake up and use your thoughts to solve problems, make decisions, build your life. But if you're not sharpening it with new knowledge, new skills, new ideas, it starts getting dull. Then one day, you face a problem that your blunt mind can't cut through. You feel stuck. You feel helpless. That's why learning is non-negotiable. It keeps your mind sharp, ready to cut through challenges with clarity and strength. Don't let your mind rust away in comfort. Sharpen it daily, because a sharp mind is a powerful tool for any life you want to build. Learning feeds growth. Growth feeds confidence. Confidence feeds results. Let this sink in. When you learn, you grow. Your mind expands. Your skills multiply.
You see things you couldn't see before. That growth feeds your confidence. You start walking differently. You start speaking with strength. You stop doubting yourself every time life tests you. And that confidence, that deep, unshakable confidence, feeds your results. Because when you believe you can, you take action like someone who will. Look at anyone achieving powerful results. Underneath it all is a quiet, daily commitment to learning. That's where it starts. Because learning feeds growth. Growth feeds confidence. Confidence feeds results. Remember this chain. Break it anywhere, and you stay stuck. Strengthen it every day, and there's no limit to what you can create. Dedicate time every day to learn beyond average knowledge. Average knowledge is what everyone knows. It's what keeps people stuck in the same jobs, the same income, the same life for years. If you want a life beyond average, you need knowledge beyond average. Wake up 30 minutes earlier to read something powerful. Listen to a podcast that challenges your thinking during your commute. Take an online course instead of scrolling mindlessly on your phone. Ask questions to people who live at a higher level. Don't just collect random information. Learn things that move you closer to your goals, skills that open doors, ideas that build your strength, strategies that sharpen your actions. Make this your daily habit, because every day you choose to learn beyond average is another day you build a life beyond average. Are you ready to become a relentless learner? Because the day you commit to learning without limits is the day you commit to living without limits. Stop waiting. Start moving. Let me tell you something. Waiting is a silent killer. You sit there thinking about what you want, planning every tiny detail, waiting for the perfect day, the perfect mood, the perfect confidence. But while you're waiting, life is moving, opportunities are passing, time is slipping through your fingers. The people who build powerful lives aren't the ones who wait for the right moment. They're the ones who create the moment. So today, whatever you've been hesitating on, start, even if you're scared, even if you're unsure. Because the truth is, action creates clarity. Movement builds confidence. Sitting still will only keep you stuck in the same doubts and fears forever. Stop waiting. Start moving. Your life is happening right now. They act quickly and consistently without waiting for perfect timing. This is one of the greatest secrets of successful people. While others are stuck thinking, planning, and overanalyzing, winners are taking action. They know that there is no such thing as perfect timing. There is only now. Look at how they live. They don't hesitate when an idea strikes. They don't spend weeks talking themselves out of what they want to do. They take the first step immediately, and once they start, they keep moving, day after day, step after step, because they know this. Consistency beats perfection every single time. They understand that clarity comes from doing, confidence comes from progress, and results come from relentless daily action. If they fail, they adjust. If they stumble, they stand back up. But they never pause for long, because waiting kills dreams, but action builds them brick by brick. Winners move fast and keep moving. How many dreams have you buried under "I'll do it tomorrow"? Think about that for a second. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow, I'll call tomorrow, I'll fix it tomorrow," only to wake up weeks, months, even years later and realize tomorrow never came? This is how dreams die, not in loud dramatic failures, but in silent delays. One small delay at a time until the dream feels too far gone to revive. Tomorrow is a trap that keeps you from living today. Ask yourself right now, what have you been pushing to tomorrow that you know you need to do today? Because if you keep burying your dreams under tomorrow, you will wake up one day buried under regret. Don't let that happen. Do it today. Waiting builds regret. Action builds momentum. Every day you wait is a day you add to your list of what could have been. It's a day of silent pain, knowing you're not living to your fullest. That regret piles up. It weighs heavy on your chest. It steals your peace. But action does the opposite. It builds momentum. Even small steps create movement. One choice leads to another. One call opens another door. One workout builds into strength. That's how success is built. Not in giant leaps, but in small steps taken without delay. Don't wait for the perfect mood. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Start with what you have. Because momentum is powerful. It makes the next step easier, and the next after that. Waiting will leave you stuck. Action will carry you forward. Success is like riding a bicycle. Keep moving to stay balanced. Think about it. When you ride a bicycle, as long as you keep pedaling, you stay upright. You keep your balance. You keep moving forward. But the moment you stop, what happens? You wobble. You lose balance. You fall. Life works the same way. As long as you keep moving, taking small actions every day, you stay balanced. You build confidence. You gain strength. But when you stop and sit in fear, doubt creeps in. Your confidence wobbles. You feel lost and out of control. That's why movement is so important. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be perfect. But it has to be continuous. Keep moving. Keep pedaling. That's how you stay balanced and keep building the life you want. Take one imperfect action today. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Just take one small step forward right now, because that step could change everything. How often do you let your feelings talk you out of action? Think about it. How many times have you planned something important, something that could change your life, but when the time came, your feelings whispered, "Not today." You felt tired, so you skipped the work. You felt scared, so you didn't speak up. You felt unready, so you stayed where you were. Feelings are powerful. They can be helpful warnings, but too often they're just excuses in disguise. Most people let feelings decide what gets done, but feelings are unstable. They change with the weather, with sleep, with fear. If you keep listening to them, you'll stay stuck in the same cycle forever. So ask yourself, how often are you giving your feelings permission to hold you back? And what could your life look like if you didn't? Highly successful people don't let feelings dictate their actions. They feel fear, but they act anyway. They feel doubt, but they show up anyway. They feel lazy, but they do the work anyway. This is one of the clearest lines between average and unstoppable. Average people wait to feel like doing something. They wait to feel motivated, to feel brave, to feel ready. But the people who build powerful lives know that feelings follow action, not the other way around. They train themselves to honor their commitments, not their moods. They understand that discipline is freedom. They build habits so strong that their feelings can't break them. They wake up tired and still push forward. They feel uncertain, but trust the plan. You won't always feel like doing what needs to be done, but you can train yourself to do it anyway. That's the difference that sets winners apart. Feelings are visitors. They come and go. Some stay longer than others, but they're never permanent. So why build your life around them? Your decisions must serve your mission, not your mood. If your mission is to build strength, you lift weights whether you feel weak or not. If your mission is to grow a business, you show up for your customers whether you feel inspired or not. If your mission is to protect your family, you fight for them whether you feel brave or not. This is the tough love you need. Your mood will always try to pull you off track, but your mission is bigger than how you feel in a moment. Learn to see feelings for what they are. Visitors. Respect them, but don't hand them the keys to your life. Your emotions are like weather. Sometimes they're sunny, sometimes they're stormy, sometimes they're heavy with clouds that feel endless. But like weather, they pass, they change, they come and go. Now imagine building a house based on yesterday's rain. Imagine canceling your future because today's clouds look dark. That's what happens when you build your life around your feelings. You let something temporary decide something permanent. The strongest people understand this. They see the emotional weather, but they don't let it stop their work. They still lay the bricks. They still pour the foundation. They keep building, rain or shine. Your dreams deserve more than a mood-based effort. Don't let yesterday's storm stop today's progress. Feel what you feel, but build anyway. Master your emotions. Master your life. Let this truth sink in, because every day, your feelings will try to lead you off course. They'll tell you to quit when you're close. They'll tell you to hide when you should speak. They'll tell you to stay small when you're ready to grow. But when you master your emotions, you stay in control. You see the fear, but you don't let it steer. You feel the doubt, but you don't let it decide. You feel the anger, but you don't let it destroy. This is real strength, not pretending you don't feel, but learning to feel everything and still do what needs to be done. People who master their emotions, master their choices, and people who master their choices, master their results. Master your emotions, master your life. Take one moment today to pause before you react. Breathe. Choose action that serves your mission, not your mood. Do it again tomorrow. That's how you start mastering your emotions. Burnout isn't noble. It's stupid. People love to brag about how tired they are, how little they sleep, how much they sacrifice. They wear exhaustion like it's some kind of badge of honor. But let me tell you the truth. There is nothing smart about running yourself into the ground. Working until you can't think clearly doesn't make you dedicated. It makes you ineffective. Grinding until your body breaks down doesn't make you strong. It makes you careless with the only machine you have to build your life. Stop glorifying burnout. Stop thinking it proves your worth. Anyone can destroy themselves with overwork, but it takes real wisdom, real strength, to work with intensity and rest with purpose. Burnout isn't noble, it's just stupid. They understand rest is fuel, not laziness. The people who perform at the highest level don't see rest as wasted time, they see it as preparation. They know that pushing their body and mind without giving them time to recover is like running a race without ever stopping to breathe. Eventually you collapse. Look at top athletes. They train hard, but they rest just as hard. They know their muscles grow, not during the workout, but during recovery. Look at powerful leaders. They work with fierce focus, but they schedule rest to reset their mind, sharpen their clarity, and return with stronger decisions. Average people think rest is laziness. They feel guilty when they pause. But winners know rest is part of the plan. It's what keeps them consistent. It's what keeps them powerful over the long haul. They don't confuse movement with progress. They understand that sustainable success requires fueling the machine, and rest is that fuel. When was the last time you truly recharged your body, mind, and soul? Not just collapsing in bed out of exhaustion. Not just zoning out in front of a screen. But real rest, the kind that brings you back to life. When did you last sleep deeply without worry, waking you up in the middle of the night? When did you last spend time in silence, letting your mind breathe free of noise? When did you last do something that made your soul feel alive again? If you can't remember, that's your warning, because you are not a machine, and even machines break down without maintenance. Your body needs rest to stay strong. Your mind needs rest to stay sharp. Your soul needs rest to stay alive. Don't wait until you're forced to stop. Choose to recharge before life makes you. Constant grind destroys creativity and productivity. People think hustling without stopping makes them stronger, but what it really does is wear down their brain until there's nothing left but stress and frustration. Creativity needs space to breathe. Your best ideas come when your mind is rested, not when it's drowning in fatigue. Productivity needs clarity to plan, prioritize, and execute effectively. Grinding without rest turns every task into a struggle. You move slower, think slower, and produce work that is only half of what it could be. Look at people who achieve powerful results over decades. They build their life like a well-trained athlete. Bursts of focused, intense work followed by intentional rest to recover and prepare for the next round. Constant grind doesn't prove your dedication. It only proves your lack of strategy. Work hard, rest harder. A car without oil seizes up and dies, so will you. Imagine driving your car every day, pushing it to maximum speed, never stopping to check the oil, never pausing to refuel. How long before the engine fails completely? Your body and mind work the same way. Rest is your oil. Rest is your fuel. Without it, your system starts grinding. Small problems become big breakdowns. Stress turns into sickness. Fatigue turns into mistakes. Eventually, you seize up and collapse, just like an engine that was pushed too long without care. Successful people don't let that happen. They understand that rest is not optional. It's essential maintenance for a powerful life. If you want to keep driving towards your goals without crashing, you need to take care of the engine that carries you there. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. Schedule powerful rest as part of your strategy to win. Plan it. Use it to refuel your strength, so you can attack your goals with fresh, unstoppable energy every single day. Who grows because you exist? Ask yourself that right now. Who wakes up stronger because of something you said? Who dares to dream bigger because of the way you live? Who believes in themselves a little more because of your presence in their life? We spend so much time thinking about what we want, what we need, what we're building. But stop and ask, who grows because of me? Because real strength isn't just about building yourself. It's about building others along the way. It's about leaving people better than you found them. Your life has power far beyond what you see in the mirror. But that power means nothing if it's only kept for yourself. Who grows because you exist? Let that question drive how you show up today. Successful people build others as they build themselves. They don't see success as a solo mission. They understand that true success multiplies. It spreads outwards. It lifts others as it lifts you. Look at the people who make a lasting impact. They teach what they learn. They share what they have. They open doors for others while they're walking through their own. They don't fear lifting others up because they know lifting others doesn't pull them down. It pushes everyone higher. When they rise in their career, they mentor those coming up behind them. When they build wealth, they use it to create opportunities that benefit others. When they learn powerful lessons, they share them to shorten the struggle for those who follow. That's what separates those who are remembered from those who are forgotten. They understand that building people is just as important as building goals. Because in the end, success isn't about what you take, it's about what you give. If your success ends with you, it dies with you. Let that sink in. You can build all the money, fame, and power you want, but if it doesn't reach beyond your own life, it disappears the moment you do. Think about it. What's the point of a great idea if you never share it? What's the point of wisdom if no one else benefits from it? What's the point of building strength if no one feels safer because of it? The people who build legacies understand this truth. Their success doesn't end with them. It creates ripples that touch lives far beyond their own. That's what makes their life matter long after they're gone. Your success was never meant just for you. If you keep it locked inside, it dies with you. Share it. Teach it. Pass it on. A river that doesn't give becomes a stagnant pond. Imagine a river flowing strong and clear. It nourishes everything in its path. But block that river. Stop its giving, and what happens? It turns into a pond. The water sits still. It grows stale. It starts to rot. That's what happens to your life when you stop giving. When you keep everything for yourself, your knowledge, your strength, your kindness, your life stops flowing. Your spirit grows stale. Your energy rots with selfishness. Giving keeps life moving. It keeps your heart fresh. It keeps your mind alive. Just like a river, the more you give, the more flows back to you. Don't become a stagnant pond. Stay a flowing river. Keep giving. Keep growing. Keep nourishing the world around you. Give to grow. Grow to give. Let this truth root deeply in your life. Because giving and growing are not separate. They feed each other. When you give, you grow in ways you can't imagine. Your confidence grows. Your understanding grows. Your heart grows. And when you grow, you have more to give, more wisdom to share, more strength to protect, more resources to lift others. This is the cycle of powerful living. It keeps you from becoming selfish. It keeps your life flowing with meaning. Look at the strongest people you admire. Their life is built on this simple rhythm. Give to grow. Grow to give. That is how they rise and take others with them. Make this your way of life, and your success will never die with you. It will live on in every life you touch. Help someone today. Say a word that lifts them. Share a skill that strengthens them. Give something that makes their day lighter. That's how you expand your true impact. Now you know. Will you do? Knowledge alone changes nothing. You've just walked through truths that could rebuild your life from the ground up. You've learned what winners do differently. You've learned how habits shape destiny. You've seen how small daily actions carve out powerful futures. But none of this matters if it stays in your head. None of it matters if it sits as inspiration without action. This is where most people fail. They nod, they agree, they feel fired up. But then they go back to the same choices, the same habits, the same life. Don't let that be you, because now you know, and with knowing comes responsibility. The question is simple. Will you do something with what you know? Will you let it wake you up and push you forward? Or will you let it fade into just another forgotten moment of motivation? Now you know. Will you do? Success isn't a miracle. It's built habit by habit, day by day. People love to look at champions and call them lucky. They love to call their wins miracles. But miracles didn't build their lives. Habits did. Every early morning, they chose to rise instead of sleep. Every workout they pushed through when their body screamed to stop. Every page they read when others wasted hours in distractions. Every risk they took when fear told them to back down. Small habits, repeated daily, built the lives you admire. There is no magic formula, no sudden burst of luck, no hidden secret, just habits, actions, choices, repeated so many times that they became unbreakable patterns of success. And this is good news, because if it was a miracle, you'd have no control. But because it's habits, you do. Every day is another chance to build. Every habit is another brick in your foundation. Success isn't a miracle. It's built by what you do today, tomorrow, and every day after that. What will your habits say about you a year from now? Stop and think deeply about this, because your habits are your real future predictors. Not your dreams, not your plans, not your intentions, your habits. A year from now, will they say you were someone who talked about change but never acted? Someone who wished for strength but stayed in comfort? Someone who wanted success but kept living the same old ways? Or will they say you were someone who chose growth daily? Someone who rose early to fight for what mattered? Someone who pushed beyond excuses to build something real? Someone who refused to be average? Your habits are speaking for you. Every single day, they're telling the world who you are and what you're becoming. What story are they telling today? And what story do you want them to tell a year from now? The choice is yours to change it, starting now. Take one of these habits today and live it fiercely. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't wait until you feel ready. Choose one, whether it's rising earlier, learning something that scares you, taking ruthless ownership, or taking relentless action. Choose it, commit to it, and live it so fiercely that nothing can pull you away from it today. What makes them different can make you unstoppable. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's habits. Build them, and nothing can hold you back.